Welcome to the Neen Valley Role-Playing Association, a group of friends who like to play RPGs. Let's role-playing games and try and have fun. If you like the video, please like and subscribe.
We now have a merch store for our USA listeners. It can be found at www.bonfire.com/store. We will put a full link into the description below. Thank you for your support.
Welcome back. We have returned to our adventures in Wildspace. So when you left us last, it was nighttime, and our intrepid heroes with their intelligent ship, Narasoa, were sitting slightly offshore because they were concerned that maybe, just maybe, somebody might try to invade their ship. And what they were not expecting was that invasion to come from below. Some strange tentacled creature or something, was it? And so, Narasoa took to the air, and rushing to the bridge, Varo took control and flew rapidly away from Tachin. And at that point, find our heroes on the ship, flying. Where are you going? What are you doing? Now you've flown to safety. Let's just pop ourselves on here. Let's go to this one.
So, Megan.
We'll check in.
Not quite yet.
Who were those people that our halfling friend warned us about that were after you?
There we go. Matt popped on for me.
Megan, did you do you recall the eyes of Incabulos?
I do. Although, I'm looking at my handwritten notes and I'm trying desperately to find the right page. And I literally just looked over to my OneNote ramblings and literally I've opened on that page where it says, it's me across, and I've got the little symbol on there.
Yeah. Perfect. That's all right. I didn't want to jump in ahead, but as it was sort of quiet for a moment, I thought, well, let me prompt you a bit just in case. But that's okay.
I can't believe I'm just scanning and scanning, and literally, if I just turn my head 90 degrees, it's there next to me. Yes, the eyes of Incabulos. Incabulos is the god of famine and plague.
And they want you for a ritual sacrifice because you thwarted their plans. Are they large in number?
No.
They hate the oracles. They hate the fact that we guide people on to paths away from famine and plague.
Indeed.
That is one of our, one of our
Okay.
yeah. Our guiding lights is that we help people out.
They are
Well-
indeed opposed to your mission of healing and support.
Well, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm rather bloodthirsty now.
You're rather bloodthirsty.
Yes, I want to inflict a lot of pain and suffering on those
Right.
famine wannabes.
Right. Why?
Because they tried to attack Narasoa.
We don't know that was
Oh.
them.
Not
We
sure.
believe it was them, but we don't know it was them.
Wow.
That's the spirit, little buddy.
Yeah, exactly, Lovelaw. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know,
Do
we're
you wave
all
your
a
sword
team,
around when you say
including
that, too?
the orb.
Yeah. Love it.
And if something comes for us, we go for them. And if they punch us, we stab them. If they stab us, we shoot them. And it's as simple as that, until we actually escalate so far that basically it's genocide. In which case, then we blame Varo.
I think at this point it's when you realize that the rest of the crew who had humored you up front are now busy doing other things.
Yeah, exactly. Varo
Guys?
left ages ago.
Guys? Am I on Narasoa alone?
So, realistically, you need to. What you do, Varo, is you fly kind of out to sea, literally just directly out to sea, and you gain a little bit of height. So you just, you're above the waves, above any potential attack that might come from something realistic below you. So you just, you essentially climb and you just sit at an altitude, and then you just bring Narasoa to a stop. She just bobs gently in the air as the breeze blows past. And you think, well, what options, realistically, at this point, what options do we have? What do we need to do? And where can we go? You can't go. Well, you can go back to the port and land in the port, but you put yourselves at risk if you do that, given that you've just been attacked by something. And there's no telling whether that attack could happen during the day as well as at night. It's just unclear.
Yep.
Could be other levers they could pull if you go back to the port. So there are some risks there. You can fly to the east or to the west, because essentially north is where from where you are is where the town is. You can fly east and west and land along the coast, or you can head out entirely somewhere else and so forth. But the problem is you're stuck with you don't quite have the information that you need yet. So you're going to need to make some decisions.
Yeah.
Well, there is another option. Which is we go back, we all get off the ship and let Narasoa go back out and fly up. Because she can do that all on her own, and we say, give her exacts of, and come back in 3 days. In which case, our ship is fine.
Yeah, but Narasoa does not like to fly on her own.
Yeah.
She can't fly on her own. She can fly a limited distance. She can keep herself safe. but she
There we go,
needs
then.
someone at the helm.
Hmm.
She needs someone to help her.
Well,
So
Truth
at the moment, we don't know where this secret lair in the mountains is, do we?
Not yet, no.
No, but you could potentially. So you got a few options with that. You could head inland and go to a number of settlements and see if you can find, some pointers. It could be a super duper secret lair, in which case it might be difficult to find, but you suspect that it is not so secret that you won't be able to find contacts or people who could possibly point you in the right direction.
So we're saying it's more like Mar-a-Lago then. It's a place that he goes to do the evil planning.
No, but the point is that,
well
I mean, it could be far away, but the thing is that he's likely to pass through settlements on the roads.
Yes. Yeah,
he's
exactly.
likely to have been seen, so you can find people who go, yeah, we think it's over in that direction, or yeah, he passes through here. It's those kind of pieces of information. You might not get a precise. Oh yeah, what you got to do is go three days down that way, and then you'll come to a tree, and then you turn left, and then you
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
That
that.
might be worth something to consider, isn't it? Worth a nosy.
Yeah.
we can work the branch of the road out of that the gate towards the mountains. Just sort of if there's 3 villages in a row, just go to the last one where it forks. Start asking around there. See which way you go.
Basically. Yeah.
Keep doing that until we can at least narrow it down to one area, and then maybe we could just search from Narasoa. I don't know.
There are essentially 3 main exits out of Tachon. So Tachon has a city wall, which is maintained but hasn't been used for defence in a long time. Although it is maintained and patrolled. So Tachon city wall, there are 3 gates. There's an east gate and a west gate, which go onto the out onto the coast road, east and west. And then there's a north gate that goes out into the countryside. So it goes out into like the big farming area that's sort of in that flat land beyond Tachon.
Yeah.
We
think he went north. That's
almost certainly.
Yeah.
You've been told you've been told that it's in the mountains. Well, the mountains are north. There ain't any mountains to the east or west.
Yeah. Does he? Do we know if he's got a nice fancy coach with a sort of coat of arms or his initials on the side or something like that?
You think it's possible that he will have. It might be a coach or it might be a cart. You think it's entirely possible that he will be moving things potentially from Tachon out to wherever he's going, even if it's just things like furniture and stuff like that, So there's going to be some kind of wagon or something of that nature, and it's probably going to be. It might be a little more incognito than having a nice big coat of arms on the side and then super cool, But that's always worth a check. It's likely to be more incognito, but that doesn't mean it won't stand out, especially in rural areas. The thing is that once you get beyond that flat land behind Tachon, you're into smaller villages. You're into places that are, there aren't, if you like, sort of country estates for rich people generally out that way. That kind of plain at the back of Tachon, there are, some manor houses dotted about and estates like that. But beyond that, there really aren't. So once you're a day or so into your journey and you're getting into the, kind of beyond the flatlands, just starting to get into the foothills, things will become a lot less
Well, as you say,
a lot more simple.
If, as you say, we're looking at sort of medieval style society, travel was very rare. Strangers would be very noteworthy in rural areas.
Yeah. The other thing about that though as well is that if you were to fly Narasoa out and then round and then kind of come back in Narasoa, you could do that as well. But you're going to stand out.
Here's a thought. What if we lean on some of the local Teamsters? You know, this guy's probably not using the same people that are carting turnips in from the fields.
But we think he's got his own people, don't we?
Therefore, they would be a little bit grumpy about a bunch of wagons using the road. Not part of the union.
It's not really set up like that, but it's more down at the docks. There's more organised labour at the dock, but beyond that, not really. So out in the fields, you've got the farmers and the estate owners who will be the ones who will move the goods into market.
Very good.
Yeah.
How far away are the mountains to the north?
On foot, you're talking about a day, slightly less on a horse.
Okay.
Oh, not far at all, mate.
This is a compacted area. I was thinking.
That's where the foothills begin.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a broad. It's quite a wide area, but yeah, I mean the mountains are visible.
I mean, you're talking like 15, 20 miles.
Yeah, probably about 20 miles. Yeah, something like that. It's not like 100 miles or something. You know, you can see the foothills of the mountains. I mean, the mountains then get very steep beyond that. You get into deep mountainous territory, but initially it's hills. But this area is very, very flat. By the ocean here is very flat. I mean, slightly rolling, but not much.
And the mountain range, roughly, how long is it from the farthest left range to the farthest right range? Are we talking 120, 400, 1,000 miles?
What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean.
The mountain range, how long is it?
And
the furthest left, yeah, the mountain range.
Length of the continent,
Right.
or
So, Bortala, which is where you are, the island of Bortala, is 400 miles long, east to west, west to east, whichever way around you want to put it. 200 miles wide, north to south, roughly. Okay, these are rough numbers. Yeah, about 200 wide at its widest point. It's a bit narrower at each end. It's not a regular shape.
but only sort of 20 miles of flat coastal area, so mostly mountains.
Where you are is about 20 miles inland until the hills start, and then about another 20 miles or so before the mountains start. The mountains proper begin. Okay, so you're rolling hills, and then it becomes mountainous. Okay. Now, at the eastern end of Bortala, you're roughly in the middle of Bortala, which is where this mountain range begins in a significant way. So if you're looking north, kind of to there's about another kind of 50 miles or so, the mountains go and then they peter out to the west, and then to the east they grow really tall and really jagged. Essentially, they sit as a spine along the centre of the island. Okay, as you get further east, they become incredibly tall. Yeah. I mean, there are mountains here that basically essentially are outside the atmosphere. They're so tall, right? They're almost unnaturally tall.
Okay.
But that's a little bit further to the east from where you are.
And not including the hill range leading up to said mountain range. So from the southern point of the mountain range that we can see to the north, how deep do they go?
So what
we're
would
roughly
take?
in the middle,
What you mean?
which
Go around the
was
other side and come back over?
miles. So with 200
You mean go around on the other
miles-
side and come back?
So no. So the mountain range basically cuts through the middle of this island, which is 200
East-west.
wide, 400 long. So east to west, 400, south to north, 200. So if we're roughly in the middle, we're roughly 100 miles in from the coast to the south.
What do you mean?
Ish.
100 miles. Sorry, no. So if you were at Tachin, so if you literally wanted to go from Tachin straight north to the next coast, it'd be about 200 miles. If there weren't mountains in the way.
And the other way?
Which other way?
Well, we're on the east coast.
Tachin is on the south coast.
On the south coast.
Tachin is on the south coast.
So 200 miles.
So
the mountain range goes for roughly 200 miles then, yeah? To the north.
Well, okay, so no,
Give
it
or
doesn't.
take the hills.
Not
and
quite.
Stuff.
Because on the other side there is flat land as well.
Right. So that's why I was asking, what's the depth of the mountain
120,
range?
130 miles, something in that kind of
120, 130. Right,
Yeah.
okay.
What are you getting at?
Well, I'm just thinking, for shits and giggles, let's just go north, fly straight up to the mountains, and have a gander. You know, as the foot goes, maybe he might be walking for a couple of days. I don't think he would be walking for 5 days in the mountain range. It would be relatively close to the to the borderlines of, you know, I mean, I might be wrong. He might be 60 miles in the centre of that mountain range. But when we go past some rural place, we can always stop Narasawa and drop down the landing gear and go, hey, have you seen this guy? Although we don't know what he looks like. Do we?
We've got a description, but yeah, I don't think we've actually ever seen him in person.
So can you create a drawing from said description?
Yep, already done.
Then let's get a wanted poster sorted, and that's what I recommend. That's what I'm thinking. If we're not going to go after the people that try to grab Narasawa by the tentacles, then and that want Megan, then Cal's the next easiest, really. So let's press the situation and go exactly where. And if we have to stop for curiosities, then we'll ask the right questions. But I would say let's just go straight to the mountain and do what we always do, which is wing it and hope that we find some tracks or find something, cart marks, hoping that that he's not going to go off the beaten track, and if he's laden with a sizable amount of goods in a wagon, that's going to leave tracks. And then we just struggle when we get to the southern part of the mountain range, because he's going to be harder to track.
I mean, no harm in trying.
Yeah.
Give it
My
a go.
vote is
evil.
opposite. My vote's opposite. I think we should park Narasota about 40 feet above the water surface. Just slide down the rope, go for a walk into town, go to this guy's house, toss it at night, see what information we get that can maybe narrow this thing down.
Well, I can stay on. I can stay on Narasera if you want, whilst you guys do that.
Just a thought. Since we were throwing thoughts out,
Just the warehouse
So we've
again.
got two very good ones. What do you want to do?
Try to, yeah.
Yep, check through the warehouse office at night.
We may as well do that while we're here, I suppose, don't we? Before we set in. There's no point doing that and then coming back and going back again.
I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
all right, we can do
Right.
that, and then we'll do Shaggy's thing too.
We could even utilize the new cloaking ability for Narasawa, which we haven't actually installed yet because I haven't tinkered with it. But that would be good if we had one, wouldn't it?
A gigantic piece of cloth comes out the back and flaps in the breeze.
And it's just and it's just got some wording on it saying this is not the flying ship you're looking for.
Can't see this. Nice.
Yes.
It's just a big sign just saying under construction or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Nothing to see here. Or it's just got, sorry, you can't park there, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't mind staying on the boat whilst you guys do your things, because I'm not really the... actually, I am. But I'm not really the sneakiest. But
Oh, this is right.
I
This
am.
is right down your alley.
yeah, no, I'm sure everybody else has got better sneak.
This is right down your alley. Let's do it as a team. We'll do yours as a team in 2 seconds. Just knock this out.
Well, somebody's got to stay with Narasawa, so...
Did you just say you were knocking one out?
So to speak.
Yes,
Yeah, right.
and then he's going to do Shaggy's.
Go knock out the guards.
This all sounds wonderful. Okay, so what is the plan? Where are you flying to first? And what are you going to
The
do?
docks. Going to fly to the docks.
No, I think
You're
that
gonna
wasn't. No, because we're not allowed to fly over the town, are we?
No,
Not allowed.
absolutely
or
not. You don't
we'll
know what
get attacked for
You don't know
doing
what
so.
the issue is with that. You don't know what the response might be.
Yeah.
But you're thinking you probably don't want to test it.
Unlimber the big heavy crossbow, heavy trebuchets or something.
So
There could be a variety of different things that might happen, and it's one of those things where you don't really fancy testing it.
okay.
essentially.
So what was the rule of thumb again? We don't.
Well,
we're not
if you
allowed
remember
to.
when we came in, we had to land. We had to come down on the sea side the bay dock area anyway, and we had to sail in on the ocean. Yeah,
That's
outside
right.
the port.
Okay, and the
You
reason for
landed
that
on the
was
ocean about
because-
5 miles out and then sailed in, essentially.
And the reason for that was
Because you
That's
were
what-
told that Taction has an incredibly strict policy of no overflight by spelljammers or other flying vehicles, and that applies to Taction and the surrounding area.
Okay. So if we flew to the very edge of the dock, we are not entering Tachen. And then we fly away from the dock after dropping you guys off. We are still not entering Tachen.
You know that thing about
legally we
technically
might
correct
be in
is
the
the best kind of
waters.
correct,
But,
you know what?
I mean,
You know
it's
that
a
thing,
grey
right?
area, isn't it?
You know that phrase, right? Technically correct is the best kind of correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
The time to argue the toss on the scientific evidence for the fact that you murdered somebody is, you know, building up that argument is it's not something you want to be having 5 minutes before you walk into the court, right?
So
think very carefully. Think very carefully about what you're doing. Think very, very carefully about how you want to play things.
I don't trust the waters
because you
especially
know
with that. Sorry, I don't trust the waters, especially with that thing. I mean, bearing in mind, time-wise, it's been what, 20 minutes, 30 minutes since since he's tried to grab us. We don't know why he tried to grab us. I really don't want to put Narasoa at risk by putting her in the water.
No, so why not? Why don't we follow Lovelaw's plan, which was to come in at the coast, further up, east or west, either way, climb down a rope, and walk into town that way.
We could do that.
Because the rule is we're not allowed to overfly the place. I mean, if we came down a mile outside, presumably that would be acceptable as far as we know.
If you flew some distance to the east or the west, you think you'd probably be okay.
Yeah.
A mile is probably you want to do a bit more than that, maybe. So just
a couple of miles, 3 miles.
You know, on that score. Yeah, on that score, to the east, to your right, you can see that the landscape is more rugged. From where you are, you can basically see a more rugged landscape. To the west, you can see that the coastline is somewhat softer. It softens out. You know, you've got some sandy beaches and those kind of things.
Go to the west.
So if we came into the east, well, no, because if we came into the east, the rugged landscape, we could hide Narasoa behind a hill.
Yep. That sounds good to me.
You can hide it, hide at the base of some cliffs.
Yeah. For example.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And then we're going to leave Narasoa.
No, I think we probably still need someone with Narasoa, but
yeah.
And leave Narasoa safely. Nothing's going to happen.
It's entirely up to you guys.
I'm telling you that as the.
I jump into to the helm and I go, right, just tell me where you want to be dropped off.
I have a psychic message saying that Narasoa will be fine.
It's up to you. If you want to stay aboard, it doesn't matter, but you don't have to, is what I'm saying. Yeah?
Okay, let's do that. Yeah? A couple of miles, 3 miles outside town.
So you head east. Well, actually, you go a bit further than that. You go a little bit further simply because what you're noticing is that there is this kind of settlements and stuff, and you find a spot where there's a small cove, and it seems to be away from. You passed a village a few minutes ago, but there's a cove, and you see that there's not fishing boats there or anything like that, and it's kind of tidal in the when the things come in. So you all hop off kind of on the cliff. It's only about 20 feet or so, but it just means that as Narasoa sinks back in, kind of, when the tide comes in, she'll float, but when the tide goes out, she'll sit on essentially on a sandbar, and she won't be visible from above unless somebody comes over and looks. So you drop her off there. There's some trees and some scrubland around, and you kind of go inland just a little bit for about half a mile, and you find a road, and you turn left and start heading back towards Tacton. Does anybody need to have a long rest?
No.
In other words, have you burned any spells or anything like that?
Don't think so.
Yes, because I used up my polymorph.
Oh, you did, yeah.
But you haven't. So you haven't renewed those spells.
No.
You've had a short rest, but not a long one. Okay.
Yeah, we were going to rest, and then we got attacked, didn't we? I think that was where we left it.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Yes, that's right. That is exactly what happened. Okay, I'm just making sure that you know that you haven't yet recharged your spells. Okay.
That's right, I haven't used any.
Smarty pants, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. So you
Oh, is that
walk back
shopping?
to Taction, and the sun is up by the time you arrive. What is the plan? You're coming in the east gate.
Sorry, what? Hang on. We're spending the night, did you say?
What do you mean spending the night?
You're saying the sun is coming up.
You just said to me that you were parking the ship and then you were going to go back to Taction. No?
Yes.
So that's what you're
But
doing.
why is the sun coming up? I thought the sun was going down.
No.
It's
It
the
was
end of the
dark. It was night time. So by the time you had flown away, come around,
Okay, sorry,
come
my
back,
mistake.
landed. Remember, it was night time. It was dark, and it was night when you got attacked.
Sorry, my apologies.
Around
I
midnight.
had forgotten that. Okay.
My apologies. Yep, that's the timeline. So
No,
the timeline
that's all on me.
you did stuff in the evening, and then you came back to the ship, and you said, "Yeah, we don't want to stay next to the dock." So you sailed off just off the dock, sat off just off the dock. Then tentacle beast, whoa, Narasoa flies away. You fly away. You fly back. You land. You get out, and then you basically double time it back to town. Yeah.
And it's morning.
And the sun is coming up. The sun's come up, or the sun is coming up as you get back to Taction. So it's dawn.
Well, we didn't really. I don't think we wanted to try and break into this guy's office in the daylight, did we?
No. Do reconnoiter, but
Yeah.
yeah, might as well get us a room at an inn somewhere and crash.
I was going to say, why don't we wait out the day? And we're not. Are we under any particular time pressure? I don't think we are. Are we? Not that we know about.
Not that we know.
No.
So
I
let's
don't believe so.
let's have a restful day's sleep and come back at night time.
Brilliant. Is there
A dark night for dark deeds.
spoken like a
So
true
where are
bard?
you going to go? What are you going? First of all, getting back to town. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? And what's your approach?
Well, hey, why are we going back to town? Is there any particular reason we need to be in town? Or can we
Before
just?
they shut the gates?
You
at
told
night.
me that's what you would do. So I'm like,
No. Well, that was based on. I thought it was at night. So
Yeah.
based on the revised time.
Right.
Now that I understand the time better.
Rewind.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right.
We've flown out to get away from the octopus beast, whatever. Why don't we just fly around the planet for a day, for half a day, and come back?
Perfect.
Have a look, see what's out there. I'll do some mapping.
Yeah. Have a long rest. Come back as the sun's going down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to land at this bay, same place.
Same place. Yeah. Same place, different time. Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
And so, are we okay to have a long rest?
Yes.
Can
Now
I
you
click
can
this button.
You can click that long rest button, and magically those terrible wounds that you have suffered.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I do think
Yes.
variant healing is a really, really good idea. I do like the way that Ken does it, which is that you can't heal anything of any significance if you're out in the wilderness. You have to come back to civilization and then rest, and that rest can be extended. You need proper healing and rest for an extended period.
Yeah,
I quite like that idea.
Right. Hey, if that's the way you want to play it, I mean,
No, it's not. This is 5e. It's a different game.
oh yeah,
The problem with tinkering with those kind of things is it really changes the way that you play the game,
yeah.
it does.
and you've got to be very careful.
We did,
So-
we did a bit like that with the other
Worlds
ones.
thing.
Yeah, the minor wounds and the major wounds.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you got your wounds, and natural
Golden
healing
hour.
is 1 wound a day, unless you've
Yeah,
got an edge
so-
that reduces it to an hour or something daft
Yeah.
like that.
yeah,
It kind of
Exactly.
forces a downtime and funny shenanigans. It's good
Yeah.
in theory.
One of the-
I love it.
Space throughout.
Yeah.
one of the things
That's
I
right,
am
it
toying
is.
with is the idea of dungeon rounds, but that's something for another day. We can talk about that another time.
Yeah.
Which is the idea that actually every time that, when you're in the dungeon, it's a round.
Mm.
A round is 10 minutes in the dungeon. And there's a risk if you fiddle around, stay in one place too long, take too long over something, there's a risk that something might come wandering along.
Yeah.
Or other things might happen, depending on circumstances. So it makes you, it forces you to think a bit more strategically, which is quite an interesting. Again, it's quite an interesting idea, because if you think about it, you can just spend lots and lots of time just kind of standing around a lot of the time, So, yeah, interesting stuff, I think.
So at the allotted time,
Okay.
we'll
Right. So
send out a message.
are we? Where are we?
Right.
Are we down?
You are rested.
Yeah.
You are rested, and you return, and you basically, as the sun is going down, you land Narasoa at that same place. You hop off. She sinks and sits. She sits on the sand because the tide is out at this point, and you hasten through the undergrowth to the road, turn left, and you yomp up the road back to town. And it's night. It's dark when you arrive. There are lanterns either side of the gate. The gates are open. They're not closed. And there are a couple of guards standing either side of the gates as you come walking down the road. Walking towards the gate.
This is my forte.
Do we want to go through the gate, or do we want to go over the wall?
Let's just go through the gate.
You're about a quarter mile away at this point. Essentially, you are kind of in the dark.
Okay.
So
They
you
can't
get
see
us,
us.
but they're not really looking at you. They're just sort of, I mean, every so often they kind of walk. One of them will walk across the gate and back, and the other one will walk across and back, and then they just kind of stand.
What are the walls like? We haven't covered that before. Heights.
That's a very good point. They are also made from the
Construction.
same stone, that beautiful, smooth, white stone. They're about 50 feet high, and at the top they have a lip that comes over. So basically, if you wanted to climb up, you'd have to kind of climb. There's a ledge. You have to climb underneath the ledge and round, which would be not the easiest thing in the world. And then on top they are ventilated. Classic kind of castle style. The gate itself has what you think is a gatehouse. So there's like slim towers each side. One side you think is just more decorative, but the other side you can see that there's a door, and you think there's probably a small guardhouse in the wall. It's hard to tell at this distance simply because the way that the light is, but you think there are probably people patrolling the walls as well. every so often you're pretty sure you see a shape wander past each side.
Is there still a steady stream of people going in and out?
No, no one is coming in or out.
We mistimed it again. One more night.
We want to arrive here right as it gets dark.
Right as it gets,
Yeah,
the people are
that's it.
moving.
Yeah.
The problem is that for it to be dark when you arrive, it's got to be later, a little bit later in the evening. You still don't want that kind of greying of sunlight.
Yeah.
Given where you are, it isn't completely dark here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm struggling to think of an excuse that would get us in through the gates. It's not like we're, natives saying, "Oh, we just happen to be out,"
Can we not
Bit of
just
a
say that
party.
we're heading to the docks to pick up our transport on to
Yeah, but then they might say,
Months.
Just say we're
Where-
looking for
where?
a place to stay the night. Pay the gate fee,
Where-
go in.
where did we come from then? And why are we walking on foot?
Connor Joe.
And
Well, I'm sure we know the name. Hang on, we know a couple of names of towns on this island, don't we?
do we? I don't.
I thought there were two. There were two named cities.
Yeah,
named,
but
weren't there?
you're coming from the wrong direction to have come from the other place.
Oh, okay.
You have to be coming from the west for that.
Well,
Damn it.
Megan's lived on this planet for 200 plus
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So, does she know the name of a village, miners' village or something, or slightly further out from Tashan that we can say we have come from?
Shall we find out, Megan?
Yeah, I think.
And
we
while
should.
we're at it, are there going to be shrines in the local area you could have been visiting and we were just accompanying you?
Exactly. And we're then just
mean-
heading back to the
Yeah,
docks to pick up a ship onto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lean on
I
Megan's
think,
local knowledge.
reasonably that needs to be a history roll,
History roll?
and I think the DC for that needs to be 12.
Whilst you're waiting for that roll, John, can you describe the wall again? It's roughly 50 feet tall.
It's about 50 feet tall. It's that beautiful white stone that all the buildings are made out of, and at the top of the wall there is a lip. Essentially, there's a walkway on the top, so that the wall comes up like this, and then the walkway sticks out just over. Basically, it stops somebody shimmying up the wall, and then over the top. So there's a lip that sticks out. Yeah.
And it's roughly 50 foot. Okay, that's fine. I say, do you want to get over the wall?
I didn't see a roll there, by the way.
No, you
Christine,
haven't seen a
so-
roll, because I have to say I'm sitting here and I'm hovering my mouse over my history and my intelligence and all the rest of it, and I cannot for the life of me make my screen roll a freaking dice, and I don't know what's going on.
Is that the problem of you've got the plug-in enabled and it's overriding
have-
something?
No
Excuse me.
idea.
Let me go have a
Oh
look.
no, that's a history check by Lovlaw.
What
Just
the?
a quick pause here while we sort out the technology.
Absolutely.
Excellent, 19. So yes, the village that was would have been just a little bit further along the coast from you, would have been Rakusha. And the reason you know that village quite well is because they had an outbreak of bone break fever about 50 years ago, and you helped to nurse many people in the village and looked after them for a period of time.
So we can either go through the front door, or my office still stands to get you over the wall. If we're supposed to be doing a mischievous deeds in the dark might not want to actually advertise the fact that we came through the gate. But again, I'll leave it down to you. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Newest people in town, blah blah blah. And some of us stand out, Shaggy.
Yeah, we do stand out.
Some of us stand out. Shaggy. That blob guy. Oh, that blob guy's back. Right, it's all right. Anthony's just checking to make sure that his hand still works. Either that or he's cooling down his ear. I can't quite tell.
Nope. He's back.
Welcome.
Wow. I looked up and I was just talking away and I thought, oh, there's John frozen. And then I looked around, everyone. Oh, that means it's me.
Yeah, I had that a few minutes ago. I was like, everything's gone. Oh, yeah.
Now, my thought is that let's just get in the city, set ourselves up somewhere. We can discuss this over a beer in a pub and then make some decisions.
Agree.
Okay, how are we getting into the city?
Gonna walk through the gates.
At
Follow her.
night? Okay.
I follow Chris. I follow you.
Yep.
Megan.
Yeah.
I know.
Megan's
I was
up.
going Grace.
Megan-
I was going through all the names.
Megan's the local.
Megan.
I think what we need
follow
is
Megan.
I like that. I like that two of you have got your names on your backdrops. I think that's quite handy. I think names on backdrops for everyone else. Didn't you add them in one of our games, Rob? You put little nameplates on everyone.
Yes, I can.
Cool.
But it won't help Anthony remember Christine's character's name because it doesn't come up on her pussycat.
No.
Okay. So you can't lay that over the feed like you can everything else, no?
It's all good.
Yeah, I can do it for the viewers, but yeah, in the moment, Anthony will just call her Christine Grace.
I think Megan should take a new nickname called
Mara.
Kitty.
All good.
Nobody will understand why. This is her new nickname. But yeah, everyone will be able to remember it, strangely.
Very good. We follow the cat.
Oh boy.
Right. So you stride purposefully up to the gate. One of the guards wanders over him. Hello.
Good
Sort
evening.
of looks at you a little bit. He looks at the group of you, and you can see he's sizing you up.
Hello.
The other guard shuffles over towards the door that you could see from distance. Just to check, could you state your business, please?
We have come from Rakusha, just down the way there. I have been visiting from some friends there, but we are heading to the port to get a ship back to my sisters and brothers on the Isle of Usk.
Oh, I see. Right. Would you like to just make a very quick persuasion check for me, but you're going to make it at advantage?
I just look bored with the conversation.
Oh, my
no.
god.
Oh no! A double one.
Oops.
How?
Just
How?
first thing that flashed up, and it's just like, no way.
Actually, quite talented.
That is
I've
amazing.
I
That
don't
is just-
think I've ever seen
wow.
that before.
Yeah.
It's genuinely a first. In fact, actually, print screen. I'm just going to snip that because I've got to get that.
Amazing.
I'm going to have to. That's definitely one for social media. That one, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
That
I got over
is.
the wall.
Wow, indeed.
He seems completely. Taken. He seems to be completely convinced by what you've got to say. But then there's something. But then he looks at Shaggy and Lovelaw, just sort of hovering a bit at the back, the two of them, and looking. That I mean, it's like two scallywags trying to look innocent, right?
Oh, it's on us.
He literally ignores Varo and JL, who are kind of just, almost flanking you, but Lovelaw and Shaggy at the back. And he looks at the two of them, and then he looks at you, and he narrows his eyes, and he looks at you. Transport. To Usk. What vessel's going there, then?
Our ship should be docking there in the next day or so. So we've come in to rest up the night, and then she should be pulling in for us tomorrow. Ship's name is Narasara. It was in port earlier, a few days ago. It'll be coming back for us.
Just wait here. I'm just going to have to check this with my sergeant. He goes over, and there's you can hear this. You see the doors open, and there's a third, quite a tall woman. You realise that she's a Goliath. She's quite well built, and she's talking to the two of them in the two guards who are humans in a low tone. And then she looks out and she looks. She steps out. It's all right. Go through. And she steps back inside the building, and the door closes.
Thank you. I love the fact that I roll a double one and Shaggy and Lovelaw get blamed for it.
I just saw that coming. Okay, I guess we walk through.
Yep.
I would like a group. By the way, Pete, you are flickering. Your background is flickering.
I know. I'm trying to get my name. Is that the one?
there we go.
around?
Yep.
All right.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Still can't do it.
Martin's just not figuring out he's a bard. That's awesome.
You know that if you hover,
No.
you know that if you put your pointer over the video feed, you should get everyone's
Yeah.
thing. They're wrong, but they're there.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's funny.
I think you can set them for. You have to set them for the server, don't you?
Interesting.
You can set them for server, I think. Okay, I'm going to ask somebody to I want one of you to volunteer to make a roll, but I'm not going to tell you what it's for until you volunteer.
Well, I think mine are the funniest rolls of the day, so I think it should be me.
Just a quick reminder about the axe of warning.
Yep. I haven't forgot about that.
Just that I'd throw that out there.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't mind rolling if because he wants to do
I think
it.
you
Right.
should.
You mentioned.
I think that's absolutely fair. I think the person who had who had the clearest
Yeah.
view was definitely Megan. So, Megan, could you make an insight check, please?
Oh,
Oh boy.
Don't forget, John, my picnic blanket of invisibility is out.
Ooh,
there! Look at that.
So, the issue is that she stepped out from she leaned out from inside and she looked at you, Megan. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you locked eyes with her when she did this, and there was something about there was recognition. You could see that she was ready to come out and try and find out what was going on. But when she saw you, when she clocked you, there was a moment of recognition. There was something about the way that she looked at you. She recognized you. It wasn't friendly at all. It was avarice. And then she told the guards to wave you through and stepped back inside. Probably a little bit too quickly for your liking.
I gently let
hail the
some beans
murderous
out behind me.
intent.
I'm sorry, you do what? Sorry?
I gently open one of the bags of beans behind me as we walk off.
There's these fingers going in and picking things out of bags. Just
I guess
fingers inside.
I could just imagine, like, if we get like you do customs or something, like we're going to search all your belongings, empty this bag onto the table, empty this bag on the table. No.
Yes,
Why
the bag
the fuck
lady
is
strikes
someone in
again.
this room?
There's a giant beanstalk. There's to the left. There's the mayonnaise.
Oh, why am I covered in mayonnaise?
Awesome.
Maybe we should. Oh no, Megan hasn't told me.
Nope, she would tell the group as soon as we were out of earshot, shall we say. That guard. She responded far too quickly. There was nothing but, hatred in her eyes.
That's concerning.
It
If
wasn't
the,
hatred. It wasn't hatred. It was avarice. It was
avarice. That's whatever. Yes.
it's concerning if the guards are acting that way. That's.
Usually we have to wait in jail, show them a picture before this happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not used to
I
this.
can promise you, I have never visited their jail before, so
Yeah,
there is no reason
So
to have me on a
you
list.
say.
There's always a first time.
I'll keep your eyes
So,
out and see if.
Do we need to go and
we're
knock on
followed.
the door and say, if anyone comes after us, then we know it's you, and we will find you. And when we find you, we will torture you. Sorry,
No.
I'm rustling.
No, we do
I
not.
have a great many skills at our disposal.
Okay, let's find us a table, an outdoor table, at a pub. It's past the evening rush, so people should be sitting down having dinner or just past dinner, having their evening drinks. Let's watch and see who's following us.
Yeah, we don't want to be
What about
bothered.
that
Trying
place?
to do something slightly,
You guys told me
Oh, the
that
same-
you found a decent place to sit outside.
There was
and, had a nice.
There was a
bottle of
wine bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a wine bar right near the city
Where we
hall.
wanna be.
Is that right, John? Was it the city hall, John?
There was a wine bar. There was a man with a.
Yeah, there's a man with a push cart with wine. Yes.
with a cart
Yeah. Yeah.
who had some tables set up.
Yeah. Not
he
so
was a
much.
Local. He was a local.
Not so
Basically,
much.
he has a winery, and he gets his little cart and he tootles into town in the evenings, and he sets up his little tables, and then he serves people wine.
Sounds great to me.
That's what he does. That's his
Should we go
business.
there?
I even told you what his name was.
Oh heavens!
Roland.
Yes. Roland,
The
the
wine
wine guy.
Yeah.
Because he's rolling along.
Mm.
Rolim. Rolim.
Roll him.
Yeah.
Pop-up wine merchants, very popular in medieval times.
They are, aren't they?
Well, you're the ones who want bloody French pastries from the 19th century all the time. Like, bloody hell.
I'm just
That's
saying.
awesome.
I'm leaning into it. I'm leaning into it, okay?
That's fine. If you want to lean into it, give him the bloody pastries.
Yeah, but not...
Okay. So he was set up in the square that was in front of the town hall. Is that right?
Opposite.
Or the-
Yes. Yeah, so he was in
Opposite.
that. He was in that main drag there. Yeah. So you walk down that way. I mean, it doesn't take you that long. You walk from the gate down. There's essentially you walk along and then you kind of turn left and you go down the street. These main thoroughfares, and then you arrive at his cart. Takes you less than 10 minutes to walk there.
Think we treated him well last time, John? Is that right? So
You did.
So I think I'll hand him a gold piece and say, wine for all my friends, and there's more for you if you can help figure out who's
Come back,
following
my
us.
friend. Yes, please sit down.
Yeah. Look, and I lean in, which is sadly ominous when I'm trying to be friendly. And it's like, hey, yeah. It's like, look, there's a little more for you if you can spot whoever it is that's trying to follow us. There's someone after us.
As someone who's knocking on for 2 meters tall, I know exactly what it's like when you, especially when you lean over small children. Yeah, that's really dodgy. Yeah, yeah. I've taken
But
to
the other
kneeling down
thing
a
of-
lot, but,
Yeah.
when we're doing code clubs with the kids, I kneel down a lot.
Yep.
Or sit down.
It's like how William greets most dogs. He lays down because otherwise they just lose their minds.
Yeah. Yeah. Just I'll see what I can do in terms of keeping an eye out for you. If I see anything, if I spot anything strange, then I'll let you know.
Appreciate it. Wonder if our friend's around. She's got a good eye for these things too. I just muse that to myself in front of my buddies as we sit back down.
Could you, as you're talking to, could you make an insight check for me? No.
Always fun. Yeah, no.
Well, at least it wasn't a 1, but
Wow. Goodness gracious.
okay.
I always depend on Varo to listen to everything I say because he's the one that's actually paying attention.
Okay, so with the exception of Lovlaw, could the rest of you please make perception checks? I will average these checks out.
Okay.
Thanks, Varo.
Did that roll? No,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not.
took you-
No, I could. Did it?
I took
Yeah.
I took you down to 14s, but all right, no, not quite.
So yours was an insight, Lovlaw. The rest of them are
Our perception. Okay.
rolling perception. Yeah. Okay. Kind of knackered the average a bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The rest of you notice that there is somebody that you think is a guard. You can't quite see. They're stood just kind of at the edge. They're stood in some shadows, far enough away from you that it's hard to make them out, despite your improved vision. They're about 100 or so feet away, and they're just that little bit more difficult to see. And they weren't there before, so you are sitting down and Rolim is bringing you glasses of wine, pouring these glasses out for you. And this person has turned up and they just stood. Now, they've stood very casually, but they're clearly stood in a pool of shadow, and they're clearly stood there. Just, they weren't there before, and now they are, and they're stood far enough away that your dark vision is ineffective, because they're stood beyond the limit of your vision. But your vision is sufficient that you can see that they're there. You notice that they're there. And so that tickles in all of you a response. Lovlaw comes over and sits down, and you tip him off. Lovlaw, you just keep an eye open.
I wonder if we should draw them out. If I head off somewhere, and then you guys follow along, is they going to try and take me?
Okay. Do we want to put an eye in the sky, Varo?
Could do.
Just a thought. If you're going to be wandering on your own, drawing this person out,
Yeah.
might be nice to have a little bit of a teeniest bit of a warning. If you don't, I mean, you probably can do it on your own. I don't want to presume.
I could head round the corner.
Don't want to Goliath explain anything to you.
Yeah.
Goliath explaining is a terrible thing.
I could use a bean. I could throw a bean that way and see what happens. That would distract him.
Okay, so where are you going to wander off to?
A 60-foot radius explosion,
Yes.
causing 20d10 damage.
Yep. That's about right.
I've got to admit, obviously I don't know the layout of this town, but I'm just kind of assuming that I can make a circuit around, probably through one of the back streets. I mean, where the back street that is around the back of the building where Lovlaw and Shaggy, was it Shaggy? First met the lady who was breaking in.
Just Lovlaw.
He went for a smoke a cigar, didn't he? And noticed
Shaggy is with you.
Yeah, that alley, that direction.
Where you are sat is by the side of the road. There is essentially a big paved area. Okay. Now during the day there is a market here, but in the evening there are food stalls. Okay. So and people will promenade. They will walk up and down. Not far away from you is the inn where you went to find out about your friend, the musician. On the other side of the road, there is a number of buildings. So where you sat is you've got the inn. If you're looking down towards the port, the inn is kind of off to your left, and then over your right shoulder is the town hall, which is on the roof, which is where Kusica was on the roof. Yeah.
why don't we go to the inn, Megan, and or a few of us, and then the others can stay out enjoying the evening, and we could be off to claim a room for the evening and see what they do. See if they follow you or see if they stay.
It's the Golden Mermaid.
Gordon, yes,
The
indeed.
thing is, right now you are outside in the street.
So will that draw them out, or will they? If we a couple of us, because that'd be reasonable.
I don't know if that's going far enough quite to draw them out. Really. That's why I was saying if I just do a circuit around the back,
all right.
and then come back round again.
Do you want some company? I mean, I'm comfortable in city locations.
Oh, very much so.
Exactly.
This is your.
I'd have thought maybe if there's
My area, yeah.
the two ladies of the group
Evening.
wander off, they would think we were an easy target.
Yeah.
How wrong they would be.
No, it's a good plan.
Well, I've got those. What is it? The beads bag of compulsion. So just enjoy these dots.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Scatter that on the ground. I love that idea. Yeah.
we have options. We have
What's that
options.
down there? What do you mean scatter? Yeah.
We have options. We have options.
You have numerous interesting options,
All right,
but you
three
don't
of
know
us stay here.
what might happen.
I have to be careful I don't get the bags mixed up, but that could really go bad.
So the three of us stay here, count to 180 and follow? Or
So
do
what
you
are
want us to
going
just wait?
do?
You're muted, Chris.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not muted.
You're just
but
thinking,
no,
aren't you?
No. I think I've said what my suggestion is as I say, and I'm very happy with the idea that JL and I basically do a
Just for one day.
circuit. Yeah.
All right.
But
I think
and I very much like the suggestion of having an eye in the sky as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, time is passing more.
Yeah, let's do this
Yeah,
fast.
exactly.
Time of this is less than the conversation that we're having. What I'm trying to do
Yeah.
is line you up and give you the opportunity to then decide what it is you want to do.
Yeah.
When you're ready to go, we go. At the moment, I'm giving you options to kick around what you want to do. All right.
So basically, when she heads off,
The two ladies.
yeah, then Varo will subtly walk round into a dark alley somewhere
Mhm.
Jake.
and polymorph into an owl. Owl seems reasonable for night time. Fly up and then follow along.
And I would
Us
even then say,
not
if the
trying
guy
to-
then follows the two of us, I would say after a count of maybe 20 or something, or then the two guys then get up and then follow. Because they know the circuit I'm going to be taking, so they don't actually need to see the guard necessarily.
You see he's gone.
Okay.
They just need to see that he's gone and followed us.
Okay.
Right.
That's the plan.
If he stays
Okay.
with them at the tables, then obviously they're going to just have to wait and stay there. But yeah.
I go ahead and smoke a cigar. Shaggy and I'll
From my
stay
drink.
there, have a drink, watch them head off. Looks like Vera's going to relieve himself somewhere behind that cart over there.
Yeah.
Where do you think he gets his special wine from?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
JL makes a bit of a wafting sign, and when the smoke comes up, she then signals to Megan that maybe we should have a wander. She's like, I don't.
Right. So Megan and JL, which direction are you going in? You're going towards the inn.
End at the end or start at the end, Megan?
I think end at the inn.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So Varo, you've wandered off. I want you to make a quick stealth check for me, please, if you would.
Okay. That should
Well,
do.
at least one of the champion households is rolling high. Could you come through and roll my dice for me, please?
Nice.
The hilarious thing is that that's an opposed roll, and
Fair enough.
the person who opposed you rolled the same as your bonus.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
You could have rolled a 2 and you would have been fine at this point, but don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It was always good to get a nice roll. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you slip off, and I mean, it's almost like you turn to liquid shadows and just disappear until you're down an alley and you're in peace and quiet. And then presumably, what do? Cast polymorph,
Yeah. Basically.
and what are you going to polymorph into?
All
An owl, did you say?
see in the dark, I believe. Let's just check. Actually, just check what the stat
I believe
block
they.
is.
I believe they get to evade opportunity attack, if I remember rightly.
Oh god! What's
Yes, they
happened there?
get flyby.
yeah,
owls do.
but yeah.
Yep.
What's happened to all of the menus in D&D Beyond?
They have changed, my friend.
Mm.
Yeah.
They've all gone weird.
They've all
Polymorph into
gone
a
weird.
goblin.
So, yeah.
Thanks.
And then come
Thanks,
out of the
Mr.
alley
Techno Man.
screeching and go straight for the guy. Go on, I dare you.
They are actually slightly better, in my opinion, but
Yeah. Owl. Here we go. Well, it's an Arctic owl. Oh no. Legacy. Hang on. Open that up. Dark vision, 120 feet. Keen hearing or sight. Advantage on wisdom, perception checks that rely on hearing or sight. Sounds good to me, yeah?
that's the miscellaneous creatures that you're talking about there, is it?
Yes.
In the monster manual, yeah?
Correct.
The 2014 monster manual.
The legacy one.
Legacy! Yeah.
Legacy. How dare you use these old rules?
8 into 2 with 12 chart 7. Perception
That's the
plus 3, stealth plus 3, dark vision 120 feet, passive perception 13. Can run away because you've got flyby, so doesn't provoke opportunity attacks that flies out of his reach. Advantage on wisdom perception checks. So as they walk along the street, you spin through the sky above them. You wheel through the sky above them. Now, how high up are you?
Well, no more than 120 feet.
Okay. Are you 120 feet? Are you 100 feet? Are you 50 feet?
I think we
60 feet?
established the buildings are around about. So did we say 60 feet or 40 feet? I think they were 40 feet actually.
Depends on the building.
Yep.
So, how high is the tallest building?
The
In
tallest
the area.
The tallest building here, the tallest building in the town is probably about 60. It's probably about 60 feet high.
Okay. So 70 feet up. Then sounds reasonable. Keep you safe.
Yeah. All right.
Should be. Oh, that's a good point. Because most people would have dark vision to 60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going at about 70 feet, that should keep me out of any
Dark vision range for anybody who's on the ground. Yes, anybody that's in the building.
Anybody on the roof.
But
Well,
they've got
that's
to
true.
notice you as you fly past.
That is also true.
And what
Yes.
I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to make one representative stealth check for me. Okay.
Okay. Right. So plus
So that's
3.
plus 4. Oh, sorry, plus. Yeah, no, plus 3.
Plus 3.
Apologies. Yeah.
Okay. There.
So should I need to? That's the number that I will roll against as a target. I don't need to at the moment. But should I need to, that'll be it. Is that okay?
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
It didn't come up, so I don't know whether it's.
No. Sorry. Hang on. I can't add. Oh, yeah. I can add a d20. I can't add a number to it, so I'll just roll the d20 and
the d20 plus 3. Yeah, so that's a 10. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's all right.
Oosh. So why did your stealth check previously get a +7 to it, and this one's not got anything on it?
Because polymorphed into an animal, my abilities change.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
I'm
Polymorphed
stealthy as a
back.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he is a tiny beast.
I am a tiny beast
Right.
in the dark.
Around
Yeah.
in the dark. See where he's
In
going.
the air. Yeah.
Yeah, silently. Most
Yes.
importantly.
Yeah.
You know, so the chances of him being noticed in the first place, let alone the stealth side of things, the chances of him being noticed are low.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
then
I would
it has
hope-
to be whatever.
I would hope that John would give me a massive bonus to that,
I mean,
or penalty to the notice, or
point is,
whatever.
it's that
but
thing
yeah,
of,
one way or the
is
other.
someone going to actively notice what you're doing?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's only in that circumstance that I would roll against it. So there's the chance of that first, and then there's the roll.
Yeah, I mean, unless someone is literally looking upwards, they're never going to see me, regardless.
And do they care if they see an owl?
Well, yeah.
Well, that's the other thing as well. They might just kind of go, "Oh, it's an owl."
An owl. Yeah.
At night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
There will be
they
owls
might not be an ornithologist. They might go, "Oh, it's a bird."
Yeah.
I had an owl, a barn owl that we used to come and obviously my bedroom is in the eaves, right? And I used to have a barn owl that used to come and sit on the ridgeline of our roof and screech.
Nice.
And it did this consistently for about 2 bloody years. This thing, it's like, you bastards. You're lying in bed, you're asleep, and suddenly there's like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's this bloody owl.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, horrible for you. Very irritating, I imagine.
That's like, yeah. Sort of.
Yeah. Wow.
I poke Lovlaw
Yep.
and I say, "Did you see that owl flying above? Unbelievable! It's not native to
Can you make
these
a
lands.
perception check, please? It's a disadvantage.
That'll be normal then."
No, it's a double
Yeah.
disadvantage.
Like don't stop.
You actually need to make a perception check.
Yeah. Stop pointing at it. Stop pointing at it.
So,
It's just keep your eye on the.
He unpolymorphs, comes down and slaps you.
Yeah.
No, he just flies overhead and then poops on his head.
Poop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
And if he rolls high enough, he gets it in the eye.
Oh.
Yeah, but being a
Isn't
plasma,
that eyes?
I don't have
Right,
eyes.
no matter what.
That's true.
Yeah, but you taste
And-
everything that you touch.
Oh no.
Yeah, you taste
Technically, I
everything
do,
you touch.
so it
Yeah,
just
alright.
slides into me.
No, but as they pointed out, you taste everything on your skin, so it's like a pooped in your mouth.
Yeah.
And on that note,
I shout
Yeah.
out, "Lovelaw, you need to change your diet."
What?
The worst thing is, Shaggy's like, Lovlaw's like, we're going to have to go down in the sewers and we're going to have to investigate in the sewers. And Shaggy's like, I'd rather not.
Really? No, great.
Shaggy's like,
Yeah.
no, really, I'm fine
It
up
leaves
here.
an aftertaste for about 7 days.
you.
Obviously, I am taking the piss.
Yeah.
No, I can imagine. I can truly imagine that as the two of us are sitting there, you're probably joking around like that type of thing, and I'm just like, keep an eye on the corner.
Alright.
I have got some cards. I have some cards.
Okay.
Ixnay on the low. Yeah.
Megan and JL.
Yeah.
You walk down the street.
I'm
You
gonna
cross
be.
over. You're walking down towards the port. So, quick perception check for me, please.
I'm acting like she's slightly had a little bit too much, so she's kind of doing a little
Nice.
bit, living a little spin every now and again, but she's actually doing it. She does
You
actually something when
are?
she can, yeah,
Okay, so you're being deceitful then, are you?
yeah, I am.
Okay. So the question I've got is: do we think that that's a performance, or do we think it's deception? I think it's deception. I think you're being deceiving.
Works for me.
You're drunk walking, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's humming a
So
little bit.
I'd like a deception check, just really to see whether anybody falls for it. Okay, thank you. That will be opposed if there's a need. And then both of you just make a very quick perception check for me, please. This will be a group roll.
Oh, rum.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. That's an average of 20. I mean, that's not bad at all, is it, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. All good. Okay. You can see, so the character that was hiding in the shadows and watching you, that you think is a guard, hasn't moved. Is still there. But you can clearly see that there are two people, quite well dressed, very casual, and they're good. They're good at what they're doing. You wouldn't have spotted them before until you started moving. But you can see that they are following along behind you. Varo, you can spot them as well. So it's only JL appears to be somewhat wonky on her feet, but you're not completely taken in by that. But you can see that there's a couple, quite well dressed couple, wandering along. A human woman and elf male, human female, elf male, well dressed, well to do, who are casually walking down the street, but clearly you can see are targeting.
Okay.
JL following along behind Megan and JL.
Do I recognise them?
You do not know. They are not Zem's people as far as you can tell. Okay. So, JL.
Yes.
Oh, these are the worst rolls ever from me tonight. They don't seem too worried. They seem quite like they don't think it's at all a problem. They're going to be able to follow along behind you. The two of you. Okay. So you're walking down towards the port. What are you going to do? Megan, JL, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So essentially, you've crossed the road, and you're walking down towards the port. So you're walking south. You've just passed the Gold Mermaid on the left.
Yeah.
You've got you'll come down towards the port, and there's basically the port front, and there's a kind of a row of buildings just behind where the port is, which is kind of curves. The bay curves in front of you. Before you get to that row of buildings, there is a side street. This is the one that runs parallel to Hat Shop City. and other places, but it's a narrower street.
Yeah.
Quite dark.
I think we keep going a bit and let them, feel like they're.
You want to turn down that street, or do you want to carry on down and go along the front of the port?
Possibly along the front.
Yep,
Okay.
I'll go with
There's more
Jay, I
light
think, along the
and
front.
bustling, and there's
Yeah.
inns and there's raucous stuff going on down there. Okay. Okay. So, Varo, I'm going to get you to make a perception check, please. So you walk down to the front, you turn right, and you start walking along this row of buildings.
Okay,
That row of
so
buildings, as I say, there's some various inns. There's some stuff spilling out of the street. At one point in the distance, you see there's a fight spills out, and there's a bunch of people all pulling people off one another and breaking things up. Okay,
so that's a 13.
that's a 13. Okay, just bear with me a moment, please. Okay, all right. They're still following along behind you. Okay. All right. Okay, so you've got the port, and then you've got about 50 feet of wharf. And on the wharf, there's some stuff dotted about, and then you've got about a 20 foot wide walkway, and then the building. So you're about 70 feet from the edge of the water.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
get too close to the water. Are there any benches or anything around?
Not here, there aren't. No,
Yeah, okay.
there were back a ways, but here there are not. There's not really any street furniture here. This is because you're next to the wharf. There is
Yeah.
this cleared area, and it's clearly delineated. You can see that there's this is a walkway, and don't block it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
The wharf, as I say, has got there's various things that are stacked up on the wharf as you're going along.
If we could find somewhere to, I think she's looking for somewhere to lean against or sit down or just kind of feel like.
I mean, you can go behind some boxes, some crates.
Well, she doesn't want it to look unusual. It's like she wants to just kind of make a show like she's had a bit. She just needs to rest for. She needs to sit down for a minute or two and compose
Yeah.
herself.
Okay. So you stroll along, and basically there are some crates just stacked. So you could just sit on a crate if you
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
and she'll just kind of put an arm on Megan and just go.
Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
having that again. I'm not having that drink again. No.
All right. Megan, something hits you.
Oh no.
You feel it. You feel something hit you. Could you
Is
please
it something
make
physical or something spell?
something physical? Something physical has just hit you.
Okay.
No.
As in it struck you. You feel it sharp. Hit you. Could you please make a Constitution saving throw? And the DC for that is 17.
Ooh.
Oh, jeez. This is not a Sunni moment. This is a Shiite.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
And also, can you take can you take 2 points of damage as well, please? It's pierced your skin.
Ow.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Oh, okay. You feel something flood into you, but you brace yourself against it. Yeah, and you fought it off because it's super fast acting. And you're now looking around. Okay, perception check for me, please. You don't know where that came from.
Okay.
Yes, JL, yes. It's not a group roll, though. It's individuals.
Oh no.
Oh,
Okay. No, someone has just shot you. right? You reach and there's a small dart sticking out of you. So somebody's just hit you with a poison dart, some kind of blowgun or something like that.
I'm going to stand between. She's going to kind of get up and off the crate and stand between, kind of move between her, Megan, and where that came from.
Oh, so we're on the docks, aren't we?
Yeah.
You're on the docks. You're on the wharf. You're sitting on. You were just sitting on some crates.
Yep.
About 20 feet away are buildings. There's some inns, and I mean, this is low cost. This is where the sailors come for carousing. Okay, this is not where you were previously, which is quite genteel. This is a bit more rough and ready. It's not terrible, but it's much more spit and sawdust, these kind of places. There's a few inns. So the building in front of you actually is closed and dark. You can't really tell what it is, but there's kind of an inn about sort of 30, 40 feet to your left, and another one that you walked past that was a bit further down, a smaller one kind of to your right.
Hey, I am seriously, I'm going to misty step to the inn, I think. And I will say to JL, just very quietly to her, misty step in, and
you're on your own.
She knows.
What's the distance? So starlight step. What's the range?
30 feet.
Okay, so you're going to starlight step 30 feet towards the inn, then, yeah?
Yep. So hopefully I should just disappear from
60
them.
feet to your left, roughly 60
They'll
feet
be focusing on the wall, and I should just disappear from there, literally appear 5 feet away from the entrance to this inn, and be able to almost just step through the door into the inn.
So you're going to go starlight step, yeah? Okay, so you look...
Well, no, because hang on a second, you said the inn was 30 to 35 feet away. So
60 feet.
No, you said 30
left.
to 35.
My apologies, I misspoke. 60 feet to your left.
It was why
the building is about 25 feet away. Sorry, my apologies.
Okay. In which case, I will use 2 misty steps. Yes.
Okay, so you starlight step, 30 feet.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
And then starlight step again, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so you starlight step the first time.
Yep.
Just hold on, please, if you would. Okay. So you starlight step, and as you materialise, you look around you, and there's some people drunkenly walking past you. There's a gaggle of sailors, and one of them goes, "Hey!" and then kind of goes, and collapses to the floor.
Nice.
And you're like, "Huh?" And you look, and you're just you starlight step again. Okay.
Yep.
If any of these for me, I'm not paying attention. So
no.
just so we're clear on that.
Don't worry about it.
Right, Varo, can I get you to make a perception check, please?
Yeah. Again, +3.
Yep. Okay. There's someone up on, you can see below you. You can see her. You see her, and now you can see someone up on that. You see a vague dark shape up on that roof. It's just infinitesimal. It's about the building itself is about 25 feet high, so it's about sort of 45, 50 feet below you.
Okay.
Okay, you're at the door of the inn. You're piling through the door, yeah?
Stepping through the door, yeah. She's not piling through the door. She's not barging through it, smashing through it, and creating a noise and ruckus and all that.
No, the door is open. It's a big, wide open door.
Yes.
You just
yes,
straight through it and into the building. Okay.
Yeah.
You
use the words of barging through, which infers a ruckus and a. I'm just making sure everybody's fully aware. I'm trying to do this stealthily.
What you're trying to... Well, I mean, it's a bit weird because like these drunk people are very surprised that there's this elf in a mask just materialises next to them and kind of waves politely and then steps through the door. I mean, you're in this ruckus, this hubbub, this rowdy noise of this inn. There's people yelling at one another, they're swearing, there's banging of pint pots. It's chaos, absolute chaos in here.
Good. Looking for chaos.
So Varo is.
If I said to people, 50 quid and a 2-drink minimum, would they even get the joke? That's the question. Or would they get the reference, I should say.
I think so. It's been a few years, but I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me a coffee. 2-drink minimum. Give me 2 coffees.
Varo's keeping an eye on this person on the roof.
Okay.
See what they're doing.
They pick themselves up. You can see that they've got a weapon. They are dressed. They're wearing a cloak that's like pitch black, and they pick themselves up, and you can see them scudding across the roof. JL, she's just and gone, right, and disappeared. You see her go in this indoor, and you're sat there with this jug in your hand. You're watching. And you see the wealthy couple are now picking up the pace and double timing it down the street. They're going to go straight past you. It's like they haven't noticed that you're there.
Yeah.
It's almost like they've kind of missed you. You think you're probably sitting just in the right spot to be not spotted, even though you weren't deliberately hiding or anything like that. It's very much hiding in plain sight.
She's going
They just haven't noticed you.
She's going to reach. She's going to call them over and say, "Hello, excuse me." She's going to cast Charm Person at 2nd level.
So just before you do that, we're going to take a very quick pause. So JL, you call them over, and they're hurrying past you.
Yeah, she's casting Charm Person at this point. Target at 2nd level to target both of them.
So you can cast it on both of them, can you?
Yes, at 2nd level, I can do 2.
Okay, and what is the save that's required for Charm Person?
Charm a humanoid, you can see within range, wisdom saving throw. It does say with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it.
We're not.
DC wisdom 14.
Wisdom 14. Okay, one of them succeeds and one of them fails. So is it the female that fails or the male that fails?
Good question.
Female elf, male human.
Really? I thought you said it was the other way around.
Female human, male elf, you said.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Did I?
Yes.
Apologies. Again, I have misspoken. So just let me
The
change
reason being
something.
is because I thought that the female was going to be a Goliath. And I was like, oh, it's a human.
No, it's a female elf, the male human. I have definitely misspoken then, because it should have been that way around from the very beginning.
Yeah.
It didn't make it. I just remember you saying it. I don't think it makes.
Yeah. No, I didn't make any difference at the time.
No,
but it is quite
no.
important that they're two are like that. Yeah. No, I got that the wrong way around. So my apologies.
Maybe the female fails.
It's the female that fails.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'm giving you that choice.
I was just checking to see whether I could use my beguiling twist, but it says if somebody succeeds, I can use another creature to make a save, but the only other person fails, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So he sort of snarls at you and goes to run by, but the elf woman, she just shoots out a hand and like grabs him and holds him in place, like incredibly strong. She's clearly much stronger than he is, even though she doesn't look it. She's like you. She's slim and she's wearing this beautiful kind of evening gown, silver evening gown. And to most people on the street, she would look to be, just a fine lady. Do excuse my briefing. There's a storm has just hit the side of my house, and it sounds like
Yeah, it's
It sounds
a bit
like
wild.
wind and rain is trying to tear my house apart.
Yeah, it's a bit wild here as well.
It's gone absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Literally just started.
Yes.
Nothing
Yeah.
here.
See you shortly.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Toto.
You were there, and you were there, and you were there.
Yeah, so she just reaches out and just grabs him, and he turns and he snarls and she's just like quiet. He just shuts up.
Hello, I'm really sorry to bother you.
No, what?
Yes.
Can I help you? She beams at you.
Yes, I've lost my friend. I needed to sit down for a few minutes. Well, I've embarrassed myself. That's what I've done. I've had a little bit too much revelry. But it's nice to see fellow nobility around. I love your dress, Mother. That is so wonderful. I have one a little similar myself. Where did you get it from?
Okay. So then there proceeds to be a conversation. He keeps trying to butt into this, but she just keeps shutting him up, shutting him. And eventually she says, she just turns to him and literally her face contorts and she says, "Quiet now." And he just shrinks, like in fear. You can see that he's absolutely terrified. Anyway, so she starts having a conversation with you, and it's just, literally like there was nothing else going on. Like nothing else was happening, and she's just now having this conversation with you. So Varo, you're circling. You can see that this figure has got a. You see that the figure is looking at these three having this. You can see this conversation going on. JL is up to no good like she normally is. Yeah, she's twisting the minds of the locals. You know how she has a tendency to do. And what you do then is you're watching, and you can kind of see from the kind of like almost like the body language of this small figure with this black cloak. Sort of a moment of confusion, and then the figure turns and starts running down the roofs and just sort of hopping from roof to roof, and is clearly going after Megan.
Okay, well, I'm going to follow the figure.
Yep, I assumed you would. Megan, what's your plan? You're in the inn.
Okay, so once she literally got in the inn, she would not have stopped. She would then be moving, and she would be going straight across and trying to basically come out the back of the inn. So even if it means she's got to storm through the kitchens, do whatever she's got to do, but
okay. So you work yourself. You work your way to the back wall. There's no like doors at the back wall, but there is a door to the right that you can see. So there's a counter, and you can see some barrels in the back, and you can see beyond that there's a door that's open. So if you scoot across the counter through the door, you can see in the distance there's a back door. Because there's basically a storage room behind the counter.
She's going for that. She's trying to get back out into.
Are you just going to leap across and go, or are you going to do this in any sort of stealthy fashion?
No, not stealthy. She's just
You're just going to scoot across the bar. Literally, you just stride towards the bar. You flick yourself up onto your butt. You spin your legs across and down onto the other side. You do it. You're trying to do it as gracefully as possible. What we're going to do is we're going to make a very, very quick check. We're going to have a very quick dex save. Okay? Don't roll a 1. That's all I'm saying.
a dex save.
Dex save, yeah.
You want a dex save? Okay.
Please,
so not
dex
roll,
save,
dex save.
The DC is 2.
There we go.
Oh God.
Okay.
There it is.
Just don't roll a 1, yeah? Okay. Don't roll a 1. That's all I'm saying. Okay. You lift your legs and you flick your legs across and you drop down. And one of the table staff kind of looks at you curiously, and you're through that door, literally, like in a beat. And she's serving some people, and you can see that she's looking at you and serving some people. And then she's, yeah. And anyway, she walks across and she comes around the corner and she goes to say something to you and you're out of the back door and into the alley. Before she can say anything, slam the door behind you.
Okay, so what do I find in the alley?
Okay, so essentially it's that street that you were on previously.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's dark. It's dark. I mean, it is dark and dingy. There's nobody down here.
Lovely.
You've got the height of the buildings. It's only about 10 feet wide, 20 feet tall. So there's not even any like moonlight or anything falling on it. Varo, can you make me a very quick perception check, DC 10, please? Okay. You see her come out the back door.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's the other figure by this point? Can that figure see her? Does that figure see her?
Well, the roof should be overhanging, so I'm currently pinned against the wall. I may have stepped through the door.
Oh, so you're hiding, are you?
Oh yeah, I'm against the wall.
Then we're going to need to do a check on that one.
That's fine.
Okay, so I need a quick stealth roll from you, please.
Okay, so I don't see Megan then, probably.
No, you do.
Okay.
Because you know what you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're basically your position encircling, right? And so you see this wash of light from a door, and that attracts your attention because that is basically there's a dark strip down there at this point. You see this wash of light from the door, and you reposition yourself, yeah, and you look down into the alley and you can see this figure, and you're pretty sure that's Megan. So essentially, you see her, and she's hiding there. I mean, she's almost perfectly in darkness. But the figure is going towards the front of the building and then stops. And its head comes up. And it turns and scoots up over the roof and down the other side. It's coming down towards roughly where Megan is.
Okay, so...
Are you going to take any action?
Obviously tracking her by some other means.
You get the impression from the body language that they heard something.
Okay.
Because they can also roll pretty well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm still gonna follow. See what they're doing.
Okay, so you're just circling overhead, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. JL, you're just engaging in this conversation, so unless you want to do something differently, what you're having is a lengthy conversation. At this point, you're having a lengthy conversation about fashion.
Oh yeah, she's got a scroll. She's got a sketchbook out and showing her the dresses and things that she's got and she wants, and she's going through and taking them through them all.
Perfect. She's actually sat down on the crate next to you, and he's just stood there with this blank look of kind of fear. He's just stood there, sort of. He keeps looking occasionally, and then he kind of looks down at the floor, and then he kind of looks at you, and you can tell that he's.
The only thing the only thing she does do is she says, she does ask for her name. She says, "What your nobility? What is your name, madam?"
My I am so sorry. I'm Solera.
Solera, okay. Nice to meet you. I'm Jalera. Lovely to meet you. And your friend? He does not said much.
He is of no consequence, she says.
Fair enough.
And she glares at him.
Oh, she's going to be really angry when this wears off.
Oh my! It's going to be Murderville, man. Yeah. You don't even know who she is yet. Well, I mean, you know her name.
Don't know the significance of it.
Oh my goodness me! Yes. You happen to nobble the big fish at this point.
Sorry, I am just going to have to step away for a second because I've got to let a little girl out for a pee, I think. Sorry.
Okay,
It's
no
like-
problem.
Excellent.
It's like a
No
family
worries.
said. The biggest strength is that she opens her mouth and words come out, and the biggest flaw is that she opens her mouth and words come out.
John,
Do you want to jump
Yes.
to us?
the dark
I
figure.
would love to jump to you two now.
The dark figure, is it
All
still
right.
there?
Oh yeah, he's still stood in his pool of shadow. The guard. He's watching
Okay.
you two.
I give a.
Okay.
I just sort of blow a ring of smoke towards Shaggy, and then stand up like I'm possibly needing to go find a place to relieve myself and sort of look around. Stretch. Shaggy, you're supposed to be moving.
I thought we were doing the other one.
Oh, then let's do that one.
What, the stretch
And
one
then,
or the
Yeah, let's do the
fireball
stretch one.
Let's do the stretch.
stretch
Okay, we'll do the stretch one.
play.
Okay.
Stretch play.
Relax.
Yeah. So
Yep. Stretch like I need to pee, and then I'm basically just sort of blocking the whole area
And then I
that
sneak off.
Shaggy's behind me. Yep.
Right.
yeah,
So
that's
where do you
nice.
go, Shaggy? All right.
Not towards the guy that's in shadow. I want to go
Okay.
the opposite
I mean,
way
you are
around
in
the
a
buildings.
fairly well lit, and you're kind of in the middle of an open area.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
So the goal, John, is for him to move towards the buildings right next to us, make a block, and get behind the guy.
Okay. So the issue is to get to where he is, because he's closer to the buildings, and you're in an you're in an open space. The issue to do that is that what you're going to have to do is sneak around behind the wine cart or something like that, and then somehow get from there, kind of work your way round to him. So the first thing I want is a stealth
John,
check.
I'm gonna give him a little bit of a. So I don't know if you want to give him advantage or whatever. What I'm going to do is I'm doing that standing up, stretching, whatever else. I'm just going to drop trowel and let the big Goliath come out to the wind and go, "Oh my God! Oh no! Oh no!" And then start
So this
pulling
is
my
the thing that's
pants
going
up.
to set up his ability to stealth away. Otherwise,
Yes.
you're two
Yes.
people stood in the open. You
Yes.
can't really. I'm stealthy. You know, this doesn't really work.
Yes.
It's your
No.
actions that allow him to make a stealth check. So
That's
make
the
that stealth
thought.
check for me, please, if you would.
Okay. Don't screw it up after this. Really?
Now you
It's not
flash
very
of genius.
Hey!
Very good. 6.
Okay. What does the flash of genius do? That's 4, does it?
5,
5.
Five.
6.
Excellent. 6. Any advance on 6?
No, it's just
32.
5.
Okay.
5. Okay,
It's just
that's
5.
cool. So it's 13.
I thought
That's
it went
13.
up with
Okay.
with an increase in level, but it doesn't. So yeah, so 13. And I'm going to do what Varo did. I'm going to go into the dark alley. I'm going to be playing around with my zipper on the front of my pantaloons, or the buttons. I'm not quite as coarse as, just in case he does see me. And then once I'm in the dark, I'm going to take off.
Okay. So you're also going to cast a spell. So you're going to go and hide in the shadows and cast a spell, are you?
Yes,
And what spell are you casting?
fly.
Fly.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you basically wander off down the street, and then
And then I fly
what you
over to
notice,
the other side of the buildings out of his
takes off down the
viewpoint.
street, and then
And
works his
then-
way round into things. You notice that the guard is looking at him as he moves, so you don't think he was very stealthy. But then he just disappears off into a side alley. And the guard's looking around and he's looking at you. And you can see he's sizing up whether to follow him or or keep an eye on you, but he just shifts around a little bit and he's watching you. He still thinks you've not seen him.
Yep, so I'm messing with my pantaloons. I've got my cigar hanging from the side of my mouth, sort of acting just sort of messing. I am stepping slowly towards his location. Like maybe that's where I'm going to go leave myself. Around that,
so you're heading towards him. All right.
Yeah, just slowly, gently.
So you have a little chat with Rolim, and then you sort of you start wandering slowly towards that patch of shadow where he's hiding, and you can see he's startled by this, and he's trying to work out where to move. He's looking left and he's looking right.
Shaggy and I have been working out our timings.
Sorry?
Shaggy and I have been sitting here working around our timings over the wine as best we can.
So he looks to his right, and then he starts inching along the wall, and you see he's going to nip off down that alley. So that's the opposite side of the building from where Shaggy was. But Shaggy, you are currently flying. Are you up on the roof of that building and looking down at what's going on?
Yes, I'm looking down, and when I get within 60 feet of him, I'm going to raise his body to new heights.
How are you going to do that?
Levitate.
You're going to cast Levitate on him. Okay. And what is the DC for the save for that?
Oh,
please?
hang on. I do need to check and make sure that I can actually do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Concentration.
Yeah, concentration. That's the thing I'm thinking.
They're both concentrations. No, so I'm not going to. I forgot about that. Okay.
Just keep an eye on him.
So I was going to say levitate from 60 feet up and then...
no, that doesn't... but no, I can only do 20 feet on the levitate. But I think if I drop the fly, I gently lower myself to the ground. Shit, hang on.
I believe so.
Believe that's the crack.
I have zero idea on that. Holy crap, man. There's one that would have come up to bite me in the butt as a GM.
When the spell ends, the target falls if it's still aloft, unless it can stop the fall.
It doesn't gently lower you to the ground. Okay, so not really wanting to do that. But what I do want to do is I'll take another round to basically come in behind him. Because if he was 120 feet, then at least I'll be 40, 50, 60 feet behind him when I drop down the other side of the buildings.
If he starts to fade away, John, I'll step back towards the wine merchant, maybe a step or two, and then...
I'm trying to understand what Shaggy is doing. Because I've got my knickers in a twist over what Shaggy's doing. So you're flying along, you fly up onto the roof of the building.
Yeah.
It's about 50 feet up.
Over the other side.
Over the other side. Yep. You see him turn into the alley.
Behind him.
Right?
Yep.
That's basically right behind the plan. Him. Yeah, I come in behind him, and if he's still there, he gets a rapier or the rapier, the sword at the back of the neck, and going, you've really got to work better on your hiding skills.
So that's the plan.
So this is where the stealth is going to come in. So this is where you're going to really need to be stealthy. Yeah. So you're going to fly over the building, and then you're going to fly down and land behind him.
Yeah.
Right? And you need to make a stealth check for that for me, please.
Okay.
Okay, when I see him crest and go down, John, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I sprint that direction towards the guy.
All right.
18.
What did you roll again?
Roll at a disadvantage the first time. Yeah, my stealth is at disadvantage. So I rolled it twice.
Oh, I see. See, you rolled it
Yeah.
twice. I was like, oh, it's not disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yes, it is if you
Yeah,
roll
I
it
was
twice.
like, what's that D? Oh, it's for dunce. Yeah, I need to roll it twice, don't I?
I did the same thing, John. I was looking at the +2. That's not a.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not right.
So yeah, so 18
Don't
is
worry
my
about that.
final disadvantage score.
Okay, 18. Absolutely fine. No problem. That was an opposed check. Okay, so he's hurrying away because he wants to get away from this big guy. And you literally drop out the sky without him noticing, land behind him and stick a rapier in at the back of his neck and basically tell him to stop. Now, does he? That's the big question. Or does he yell and start running? Okay, he finds some courage. When you do that, he finds some well of courage and yells loudly and starts trying to run away. What are you going to do?
Now I'm going to levitate him.
Okay, that's fine. You get to take an action before he, sprints off.
Yeah,
that's what
so
you're
it's a
gonna do.
con save
You can't
17
levitate. 17 is his DC for his save DC, yeah?
on con.
Con save fails.
Yeah.
Pretty
Okay, so
miserably.
I'm going to lift him up 8 foot
Okay.
because I know Lovlaw can reach 8 foot. Actually, maybe 7.
Okay. You just cast the spell and lift him off the ground, and he's yelling and cursing at you, loudly yelling and cursing. You come round the corner, Lovelaw, and you see this. You come sprinting up.
Ah,
What are you going to do?
exactly as we planned.
Yes, sir. But I do a little mock salute. Your Royal Highestness.
He's going to reach
No.
up and grab him by the nuts.
No, so I am going to go around the corner, John, and
That will make him scream.
I know that everybody else needs to jump back in the game, so we'll go fast here. What I'm going to do is, I know that there's the healers not too far away, right? That's in the back of my mind. As I'm just going to open up a vein on the back of his leg while he's suspended in the air,
Oof. Okay.
and then
You're gonna
say,
stab him with a knife, then, yeah?
yeah, just a nice little cut, and say,
Okay. So
You're
I'm
bleeding
going
out.
I'm going to want the damage roll for that.
Yes, sir.
Let's not too worry too much about the hit.
yep,
I'm
absolutely.
confident about that, but I want the damage for
So,
dagger damage, essentially.
let me do dagger. Yeah. Let me find my dagger. Oh crap! I don't think I equipped a stupid
I
dagger.
believe a dagger is D4.
A D4. So just roll a D20, and then we'll.
I'm not going to roll
just roll a
the hit.
D4.
We're just going to roll the
D4.
damage. So you can roll a D4 for mine. I think a dagger is D4.
Yeah, dagger's
I think it
D4.
is.
What's your strength
And,
bonus? What's your strength and your...
The strength
I got a dagger as a
bonus.
D6.
All right.
Okay. Well, what
Mine
okay,
is D-
One
Dagger.
D6 plus my
for my
plus
My dagger's a D4.
dexterity.
Just use your axe. If it takes his leg off, it can regrow.
plus
D4,
9.
yeah, so plus your...
9.
Plus 9. Okay, so roll your D4 for me.
I
Plus
thought
9.
I did.
Okay.
Did it not
You
go?
you basically slice at him with this thing and you hit something critical, because
Okay.
he yells and I mean there is a gout of blood. He's hanging in the air, and this blood is just literally it's he's twisting
Battering
in the
on the
air and
cobstone. Yeah.
fountains of blood are coming out of him. It's absolutely horrifying. You've nicked something unexpectedly.
Mhm.
And literally within a few seconds, he's dead. Just
Oh,
hanging
shit.
there.
God.
Shaggy, can you put him on the roof?
Got 11 hit points. You just did 11 hit points of damage. You killed him outright.
Well, so much for that.
Lovelaw.
I'm just going to walk
I need
away.
you to look down at me here. You need to look down at
None
me
of you are
here.
currently covered in blood.
Okay.
They're going, looking at each other. just
You
covered
were
in head tie, like,
supposed to wound him so he'll answer our questions. not stick
Only
a ton
supposed to
of
blow the
dynamite
bloody
up his
doors
arse.
Now, you were supposed to get behind him and shiv him. So, okay,
you know how
anyway.
they kept
I
saying
did.
that you
He
were a
ran and
murderer?
screamed.
I know.
Yours was a reasonably innocent mistake.
I was reasonably
Yeah.
justified. The guy was armed and he was heading towards me. I mean,
yeah.
this was like
This guy wasn't.
Oops.
flat out murder.
Yep.
Unarmed, helpless, from behind.
You're wondering what to do. Let's just jump straight back to Megan.
Okay.
So, Varo,
Right,
you've
sorry.
seen this.
Yeah, so if Varo sees that this guy raises
Yeah.
a weapon,
Yep.
he's going to go in and attack.
Okay. In that case, can you make an initiative roll, please?
Okay.
Is that your actual initiative, or is that the initiative for the?
Oh, that is a good question. There's some things.
That the owl's initiative is
Uh,
0. Zero.
Hang on, let me just check. Yeah, no, there is. Yeah, so well, whatever the 20 roll was,
So
17.
you got a 17. That's okay. No, I just wanted to
Yeah.
check
Yeah,
that. I wasn't doing
Yeah, no, I just think
or
you're right.
writing
You're
or anything
right.
else like that. Okay.
Absolutely right.
You
Very
come.
quickly.
You're basically arrowing down out of the dark. Yeah. I mean, you see this figure. It raise. You think it's a blow dart. Puts the thing in,
Okay.
and you come screaming down out of the dark. I say screaming really quietly out the dark. You come whooshing out the dark. What are you going to do?
So my plan is basically come down at an angle from behind him.
Yeah.
At the last
Can't call it
moment,
him or her. It's just a small figure.
well, them. At
Yep.
the last moment, polymorph, drop the polymorph, and
Right.
body check over the side. So basically, it's going to be a shove at advantage,
Okay.
maybe. I don't know, something like that.
Yes. Okay, so basically what you do is you come lancing down out of the dark, and then literally at the last moment you cancel the polymorph and you barrel into them, and they're right. I mean, literally they're leaning over, and you don't.
Yeah.
You don't think that.
My plan is not to follow them over the edge, but yeah.
You're going to. You almost don't have a choice. If you want to do it, that's what's going to happen. The only way you can do it is barrel into them, and the two of you take your chances.
Hang on. I mean, I've got initiative, so I could do something else.
If you do this, but
Yeah.
this is guaranteed to knock them off the edge because they're precariously positioned. I will let you make a dexterity saving throw not to follow them over.
I'll go for it. I'll take it.
Okay, so make your strength check to shove them.
Sorry.
You're going to make it an advantage.
Okay.
It's opposed.
No, hang on a second then. If I just land behind them, dropping the polymorph is costs me nothing. It's not an action. I can use mobile flourish, which is basically an attack and gives me a push.
I'm more innocent, Mum.
You could.
It's going to be a lot better than my strength check. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And with less chance of me following it over the thing. So basically, I'll just land behind them. So it's a move, draw the weapon.
Yep.
Attack with the short sword, mobile flourish. Yeah.
Okay.
So 22 to hit.
That just hits.
And let's use the bardic inspiration. So let's roll damage.
Okay.
So sneak attack and mobile flourish is a D8. damage, and I can push them up to 5 feet plus the number rolled, so plus 7. So I can push them 13 feet. Probably anything beyond the first 2 doesn't really count.
There's no save or anything else like that because you
There's
hit them.
no save. Yeah,
Okay,
there is
it's
no
because
save.
you hit them. There's always the something, but the something in this case is the hit.
Yeah.
Because you hit them. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's it.
just hit them. Okay. So you stab at them, right? And they over the edge they go.
Yeah.
Okay. Megan, this figure drops from the roof. This dark figure drops from the roof. And as it falls, it slows and lands with cat-like grace in front of you.
Ooh.
And it looks at you. It's masked, and you've just got this set of eyes staring at you. It's small, halfling size, but it's not the halfling that you know. And that's where we're going to leave it.
Mm.
Nice.
Well, obviously, if I only
If you got all the way to the end, we appreciate your support. Thank you for watching the NVRA whilst we bring you content of different games. If you like what we have done, please like and subscribe.